Today we will look at polynomials. Remember that polynomials have like terms. Like terms have exactly the same variables with exactly the same exponents. All constant terms are considered like terms. When you look at the examples on the left-hand side, you see our like terms. The first row has 4x, negative 3x, and negative x. All of the x's have the same exponent. We don't see the exponent, so the exponent is understood to be a 1 for each of the x's. You have the negative a to the second, b to the third, and b to the third, a to the second. The variable a both have an exponent of 2. The variable b both have an exponent of 3. Because we're multiplying the a squared and b to the third together, the order doesn't matter. They're still like terms. And lastly, we have the 5, negative 1, and the 7. None of the numbers have a variable, so they are all considered like terms. On the right, we have unlike terms. Some are obvious, the 4x and the 4y. The variables are different, so they are unlike terms. Then we have the a squared b to the third versus b a squared. Well, in this example, the a's both have an exponent of 2, but the b's have different exponents. The first b has b to the third, the 3 as an exponent. The second one, we don't see the exponent, so it's understood to be 1. The last example of unlike terms, we have 5 and 5a. Because the 5 does not have a variable, meaning the variable a, the 5 and the 5a are unlike terms. When we combine like terms, we are adding the terms together. And you have to remember that a term will include any sign that is in front of it. When we multiply the polynomials, we'll multiply each term of the first polynomial by each term of the second polynomial. Remember the exponent rules when we're multiplying polynomials. Lastly, we'll combine our like terms. Multiplying binomials, we can also use a method called the FOIL method. Using this method, we'll multiply the first term of each binomial together. Remember that you have to use that exponent rule. Then we'll multiply the outside terms of the binomials. These terms are furthest apart. We'll then multiply the inside terms of the binomials. The inside terms are closest together. Then we'll multiply the last term of each binomial. The last thing we'll do is combine like terms. Let's take a look at an example. In this example, we're multiplying two trinomials together. We're going to multiply the x to the third by x squared plus x plus 1. Then we'll multiply the middle term, including the sign in front, the negative 3x, again by x squared plus x plus 1. And then the last term of 2, positive 2, we'll multiply again by x squared plus x plus 1. Using our distributive property along with the rules of multiplying exponents, we have x to the third times x squared. We add the exponents together, we have x to the fifth, plus x to the third times x. Remember this x has an exponent of 1, so we have x to the fourth. X to the third times 1 is just a positive x to the third. Negative 3x times x squared, we'll get the negative or minus 3x to the third. Then we have the negative 3x times a positive x. We get the minus 3x to the second. Negative 3x times the positive 1 is just minus 3x. Then we have 2 times x squared, which is a positive 2x squared. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 1. Okay.
Check that. What 2 times 1 be 2?
Yes, 2 times 1 is 2. Okay. From here, we have to combine like terms. So when we look in our group, I don't see an x to the 5th, so I'll just write it down. I don't see another x to the 4th, so I'll write it down as well. I have x to the 3rd minus 3x to the 3rd. When I combine these like terms, I combine the x to the 3rd plus negative 3x to the 3rd. This gives us a minus 2x to the 3rd. Then I have the negative 3x squared and a positive 2x squared. Negative 3 plus 2 gives us a negative 1, or just an x squared, minus x squared. I have a negative 3x plus 2x, so this is a minus x. And then lastly, I keep the positive 2. All of my variables have different exponents now. So because the exponents are different, I can no longer combine like terms. In this example, I'm multiplying 5x minus 4 twice. So 5x minus 4 squared means I'm multiplying 5x minus 4 times 5x minus 4. So because I'm multiplying two binomials together, I can use that FOIL method. I have 5x times another 5x, the first terms. Outside terms, I have 5x times the negative 4. Inside terms, I have negative 4 times 5x. And last terms, I have negative 4 times negative 4. Doing the math, I have 5 times 5, I have 25x squared. 5 times negative 4 gives me a minus 20x. Negative 4 times 5 again gives me a minus 20x. Negative 4 times negative 4 gives me a positive 16. Remember to combine like terms in the middle. You have 25x squared minus 40x. I'm just combining my like terms, so I leave the variables as they are when I combine like terms. And lastly, I add the 16.